What is up, guys? You got NotTheWorst here, bringing another Black Desert online video, and today we're taking a look at the latest updates with the damage buffs that have been, or just buffs in general, that have continuously been getting applied global labs and then slowly filtering out to the live servers. Although we did expect to start seeing some more PvP-oriented buffs coming around this week, namely, was really looking forward to like protection and changes to self AP buffs or accuracy buffs off skills and that sort of thing. We're actually not seeing that just yet, so maybe next week with it. They did actually change, though, the speed reduction effects in every scenario, actually. But in PvP situations, speed reduction effect given to the opponent does not overlap with skills, and only skill add-on effects overlap. And accordingly, from now on, the effect will only be applied up to a maximum of 60%. This is 50% for skills and then 10% for add-ons. Speed reflection debuff had a problem interrupting the flow of battle, so it was adjusted once before, but the overlapping application was still excessive in some areas, so it was readjusted. However, please note that these changes may not be applied immediately to the owner's official server. It does seem like, with that last sentence there, that we'll probably see what we saw with the PvE buffs going, where they're going to pool up several rounds of changes that are going to be made on the PvP side, or, I mean, it's going to impact PvE also, but these other changes, I know they're labeling PvP only. From here that are going to pull up. We'll probably see a few weeks of that kind of get together before they push those through the KR servers and then eventually to the other servers accordingly. But you know, you never know. It just seems to be that way based on that last sentence. The other changes that came across were more tweaks to PvE damage. So it does look like they're still monitoring that and changing that. Namely, when we saw the last update, the damage reduction from some of the buffs on 3 classes that occurred didn't actually make it to live servers. So the 11.17 Global Lab update, we had Awakening DK, Awakening Wizard, and Succession Lawn all had their damage buffs reduced by some amount, so they weren't quite as strong as they were initially. However, this patch did then go live onto the KR servers this past Wednesday, and it went in with all of this info, but it did not include the damage buff reductions either. So there were no nerfs applied to the current stats, so they are remaining the same, which means NAU will remain the same at least for this week. Unfortunately, we're lacking some transparency on the thoughts behind why those buffs were implemented or what caused them to hold back. As I mentioned in the last video covering these, I think it was far too soon to make decisions like that when they had just rolled out and they'd only collected player data from KR servers at the time. I think that was a pretty opaque way to view that and not actually implement them that way, and it looks like they're either holding off or potentially not going to be releasing those nerfs as they originally designed on the global labs. That being said, they did not add any nerfs to the global labs this week and actually brought in some more buffs, namely Awaken Sork, both Awaken and Succession Musa, see some more as well, Suck Mewa in there, Awakening and Succession Hash as well. Succession Striker actually got a significant amount this week, and Awaken Megu gets a little bit more. They did juice up the damage a bit, and they also gave it an evasion shred, which it desperately needed, if we're being honest. So if you want to see the specifics on each of those, as always, I'm sure most everyone's familiar with the spreadsheet by now. You've got the different tabs for each of the classes listed in there alphabetically, so these have been updated based on that latest update that we have there, so you can get the damage numbers for your class. If you're looking for one of those, if it's not on the list, it wasn't changed this week on Global Labs, so it's going to look the same as it did prior. But these are, as of today, all up to date currently with what we are seeing on the Global Labs. And of course, we'll modify this based on what we continue to get. So hopefully this next round coming up this week is going to be protection changes and self-buff changes. I expect they'll need several weeks to get those across for multiple classes like they did need for these other PvE damage buffs. As those things start to come out, I guess we can just change the name of the spreadsheet in general. It's not even just damage buffs at this point, but it's definitely not just PvE. Whatever, we'll morph it over time as we go. So it's gonna be it for this video. If you did like it, if you did enjoy it, be sure to like it. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe so you get notifications when new videos go live. And if you'd like to catch me playing live, there's a link to my Twitch page in the description down below. Jump on over there, drop a follow so you get notifications for that as well. With that said, that's gonna be it for this one. I want to thank everybody for watching, and I will see you next time.